I'm so crazy about you. I'm so crazy about you.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and for today's video, I'm going to be testing out some new makeup products for you guys. Now, some of these items are not brand new. They're new to me, but I did want to sit down and kind of do a culmination of reviews, if you will. I already had plans to do my makeup for the day, and I figured I would just test out a couple of new products for you guys. So if any of you are interested in any of the items that I'm going to be testing out, I can give you some quick first impressions, little mini reviews on the items, and hopefully that'll help you if you're on the fence about purchasing any of the items that I'm going to be testing out in today's video. If you are new to my channel, definitely be sure to join the fam by clicking on the subscribe button down below and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss out whenever I upload new videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so now that I've got you guys zoomed in, we can go ahead and get started on the eyes. I did go ahead and prime them. I just used a concealer and set it down with a translucent setting powder. On the sides of my eyes, I'm using the e.l.f. Line and Define tape. I'll have it linked for you down below if you're interested in checking it out. It's just going to help us to get a nice crisp line on the edges, which is a lifesaver for me when it comes to applying liquid liner and just wings in general, like wing liner in general. So, oh, and I also went ahead and applied some sunscreen. I used this one from Tula. This is the Protect and Glow Daily Sunscreen Gel SPF 30. So that's what that looks like. Just gives my skin a nice glow while also protecting it. So for the eyes today, I have two new palettes. Well, one of them you guys have probably potentially already seen in action. But I have the Patrick Ta palette, which I have already filmed with once. And then I have the Makeup by Mario palette. The Makeup by Mario palette is all matte, which is why I decided to go ahead and pull out the Patrick Ta. I may or may not use it, but I decided to pull it out just in case I need some shimmers. But this is what the Makeup by Mario palette looks like. The lighter shades are a little bit blown out just because my lights are so bright. But really nice, beautiful matte colors. Literally every matte shade I feel like that you could possibly need. And then the Patrick Ta palette, like I said, I have already used this once and I am obsessed with it. So this is what that palette looks like on the inside. Very beautiful palette. I fell in love with it when I used it in a tutorial that I filmed recently, which if it's not up already, it should be up really soon. But yeah, I may or may not dip back into Patrick Ta like I said, but I wanted to pull it out just in case I decide I want to do a little bit of shimmer on the lid. But we'll just see where the tutorial takes us. So the first thing I'm going to do is I think apply some colors to the crease. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here, which is just a very nice kind of neutral nude brown tone. And I'm going to buff that back and forth into the crease. And as you can see, this color isn't really giving us a ton of like pigment on the eye, which I expected. But I'm more so just using it just to lay down a color on top of that base that I applied, just so that any color that I apply on top after this one will blend out nice and smooth. And as you guys see, I'm kind of pressing it into my crease before I blend. And what that'll do is just help keep the shadow from skipping on your lid. I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced that, but when you're blending out shadow on your lid, sometimes, for me in particular, on the inner corner, it'll look like it kind of just skipped, almost like there was a wrinkle in my skin or something right there. So I've learned if I just press the shadow in my crease and then blend it out, it helps keep that from happening. So just a little tip. All right, so now that we have that applied, we can go ahead and start deepening it up. And I think I'm gonna go in next with this shade right here. It's kind of like a muted brick kind of color, but it's obviously a much lighter, it's not as deep as like this shade, for example, but I do plan to go in with this shade, so I want to start off with this one first just to kind of lay the foundation. And I'm going to use the same brush and apply it pretty much in the same place that I just applied the previous color. Okay, so here's how the eyes are looking so far. The mattes are blending really nice and seamless, as you guys can see. It doesn't look patchy at all. It's not skipping on my eye at all. It's just blending out beautifully, so hopefully we can continue the trend. So next up, I'm gonna go in with this shade, which is the darker brick color, and I'm gonna pick up a different brush. This one is a little bit smaller, a little bit more tapered. This is my Sedona Lace EB09 brush, and I'm gonna use that to apply a little bit lower in the crease area. Okay, so next up we're gonna go in with another color. This time we're gonna use this dark brown. And this is pretty much like a dark, neutral chocolate brown. I'm using another even smaller blending brush. This is the Luxie 231 Small Tapered Blending. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this on the outer corner. Okay, and then I'm also gonna go back in with that brick shade that we did originally on the outer corner. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit more of that right here, just to kind of blend those two colors together. And I also think I'm not gonna go in with a shimmer. I think I'm gonna go in with one of the mattes just to see how they perform as a lid shade. So I kind of wanna prep the lid so that all the shades blend nicely together. All right, so next up we're gonna go in with our lid color, and I think I'm gonna mix this kind of, it looks white on camera, but it's kind of like a beige, a pinky beige tone, with this one, which is more of like a yellowy beige tone. I'll try to put a picture on the screen for you guys of how the palette actually looks, because I feel like my camera is blowing out the colors. Well, that kind of shows you a little bit better how the shades actually look in the palette without my lights distorting the color. So you can see this one down here, it's kind of like a beige tone color, and then this one is similar, but it's a little bit more of a peachy, a little more peachy, I think is a good description. So I'm gonna mix the two of those together, but before I do that, I think I want to cut my crease, and for that, I think I'm gonna use this e.l.f. putty primer. I haven't used this yet, and I feel like this would be a good time to use it because it's a nice kind of beige tone shade. It reminds me a lot of the MAC Paint Pot, which I have not used in forever. But I think this would work good, like I said, for cutting the crease. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll jump into adding those shades to the lid. Okay, so the e.l.f. Putty Primer, I don't hate it. It's a little dry. I don't know if mine is just dried out, but it's definitely a little bit dry and was a little bit difficult to like use for cutting my crease. But I'm gonna go ahead, and this brush is a Morphe 224 that I used to cut the crease, and I'm gonna use the same brush to pick up these matte shades. And like I said, I'm just mixing the two of them together, and we're just gonna apply them right on the lid. Okay, so this look is definitely starting to give me bridal vibes, low key, but I'm liking how it's coming together. So I think I'm just going to skip the shimmer. So if you want to see the Patrick Ta palette in action, like I said, I do have another video that I'm thinking will be up before this one, so I'll link it for you if it is already up, and you can see that one. I did like a full review just using that palette. So the next thing that I'm going to do is a liner, and I actually want to use the black in this palette to do kind of like a smoky liner, but I'm going to start it out with liquid liner first. And I don't think, oh, you know what? I have a new liquid liner that I pulled out to try. This one is from Uma Beauty. Uma Beauty. I think, hopefully, I'm probably completely pronouncing it wrong, but this is the Aphrodisiac Cleopatra Ink Liquid Liner in the shade Blackety Black, y'all. And I've had this for a minute, and I don't know why I haven't pulled it out, but basically what I want to do is I want to use the liquid liner to get a nice crisp line from the inner corner going across the lid, and then once I get about 2/3 of the way over, I'm gonna go in with the black and kind of like smoke it out and do a smoky wing, if that makes sense. It'll probably make more sense once you guys see me actually doing it, but yeah, we're gonna test out this this liner, and I'm kind of particular about my liquid liner, so hopefully this one is good. And then we'll go in with the palette to finish out the wing. Okay, so the liner is okay. It's a little bit dry for my taste. So I'm actually gonna store it upside down and try it out another day and just see if it works a little bit better. Instead, I'm gonna go in with my Rare Beauty. This is the Perfect Strokes Matte Liquid Liner. I love this liner. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go over that line to get a nice smooth line. Okay, so liquid liner is on. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of that Rare Beauty liner. If you haven't tried it out, I highly recommend, especially if you have watery eyes. It just is so, so good. So now I'm gonna go in with the black and we're gonna smoke us out a little wing. So let's see, what brush do I wanna use? I think I'm gonna start off with an angled brush. I'm gonna use this one from Morphe. This is the E11, just to help give us, you know, that nice kind of wing that we're going for. And we're just gonna dip right into that black and literally draw on a wing the same way that you would with liner, except we're gonna be using eyeshadow. All right guys, so this is how the smoky wing is looking. Moment of truth, we're gonna go ahead and pull off the tape and see what we got. Yes, this is what it looks like. Little smoky wing action. And the thing I really love about doing liner with eyeshadow is that it doesn't have to be super precise. Like, it's literally, like you're literally just smoking it out, and that's the whole point. It doesn't have to be that perfect line. And I just like the whole vibe that it gives. I feel like it just looks sultry, and yeah. So I don't have any new like base products, foundation, concealer, all of that to try. So I'm gonna do all of that off camera for the sake of time, and then I'll be back to finish up the face with some more new products. All right guys, so I am back. As you can see, we got our lashes on, we got our brows on, we got our base on. Everything is coming together, and honestly, I mean, I already liked how the eyes looked, but I really, really like how they look now that I have like my foundation and everything on. I think I mentioned to you guys before I left, which for y'all it'll be like a second cut in between the clips, but for me it's been like a whole hour, that I am filming a foundation routine, sharing with you guys tips, how I layer primers, products I've been using, how to have that light, airy, not cakey foundation look for your skin if you have oily skin. So yeah, that video will be coming really soon. That is what this base situation is, but we're gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of this look with some more new products. So the first product that I'm gonna use is some bronzer, and I'm gonna be using this one from JUVIA'S. If you have not picked this up or heard of it, girl, highly recommend. This comes with 2 different bronzer shades. It has a mirror as well, but it comes with 2 different bronzer shades, and I have thoroughly been enjoying this. I got mine in the shade Tan. Now, what I have been doing typically is going in with a cream bronzer first, and then going in with this on top of it. But today, I think I'm just gonna use the bronzer. So I'm gonna pick up an angled brush. This one is the Morphe R4, and I like to just mix the 2 shades. I really like palettes like this because you can kind of mix and match the shades to get the shade that you want and the intensity that you want. But I literally just kind of tap back and forth between the 2, about an equal amount of each on the brush, and then I'm just going to go ahead and apply it to the face. And then I'm also going to go in with a blending brush. This one is the Morphe E23. I'm going to do the same thing, tap into both of the shades and use that to contour my nose. Okay, and I think I want to add, like, this is giving warmth, which I like, but I think I want to add a little bit more of a neutral tone to the bronzer. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade 310. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this right in the contours of my cheeks, like right in here. And then just kind of blend it into that other one, just to add a little bit of a more kind of neutral tone. Because like I said, I've been using that bronzer over top of a cream contour, and my cream contour is a little bit more neutral. So I feel like this one is running just a little bit warm, which I don't mind if that's, you know, what I'm going for, but right now I think I just want it a little more neutral to complement the eyes. So next up is blush, and today I'm going to be trying out a couple of new products from the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bougie Rouge collection. I picked up I picked up a couple of different things from Jaclyn Cosmetics, some of which I'll probably show you in other videos, but today I specifically wanted to show you some of the stuff that I got from the Bougie Rouge collection, which the packaging, super cute. So she came out with 2 of these 6-pan blush palettes, and I picked mine up in the shade Rouge Romance, which was the more warm toned one. There was like a warm toned one and then also a more pinky toned one, which obviously you guys already know I'm going for the warm toned one. And then I also picked up one of her cream to powder blush sticks, and I picked up the shade Overruled. So this is what the packaging looks like on the blush stick. Super cute, kind of a coppery rose gold. And then when you take the top off, this is what the actual blush stick looks like. And then this is what the packaging looks like on the Rouge Romance palette. And these letters are like embossed. So they have a little bit of texture to them. And then when you open up the actual palette, you have a really nice mirror. And then these are the shades. So I have used this once before, and I'll hold it back a little bit because I feel like when I hold it close to the camera, my lights distort the colors a little bit, and I don't feel like changing the lighting. So I'll just hold it back a little bit so you guys can see the actual color. I have used this once already, and I was very much impressed, but I have not used the blush stick. So today I think I want to do a little bit of the blush stick and then top it with a little bit of the powder blush. So I am going to, I think, apply this onto a brush, and we'll go with this one. This is a Morphe G1. It's like a small little kabuki, which I think will be good for picking up the product and then also putting it exactly where we want it. And this shade, just so you guys can see, this is what it looks like. So it's like a really nice kind of mauve, like a pink mauve tone, which I felt like was a good color for me, for my complexion. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna pick this up on a brush because I don't want to play myself and apply this straight to my face. I feel like that's not a good idea. So this is what it looks like on the brush. I'm gonna dust it. Oh, I think this is gonna be so pretty. I'm dusting a little bit of it on the back of my hand just to, and I'm also gonna just use a little bit of the swatch I did too and just kind of put it all over the brush. Already on my hand, I feel like it's gonna be really pretty. So we're just gonna tap it on. And I actually like that I'm not getting a ton of color right off the bat, which part of that is because I'm literally, I feel like taking most of it off on the back of my hand. But with products like this, I feel like I want to be able to control how much of it I'm putting on my face, and I would rather not, you know, put it on and it's so much that I can't like go back. But this is going on beautifully. I probably put on a little more than I needed, but that's okay. We can tone it down. But I love that it's going on so nicely on top of my powder because I've already baked my face. I've already set my face with powder. So for this to be going on as a cream product like this on the skin, it's not moving my foundation. It's not breaking anything up. It just is going on the skin so nicely. And then I'm gonna go in with this sponge. This is what I use to bake. And so it has a little bit of powder on it still. And just use that to both blend it out and also kind of mute the color just a little bit. And set it in place a little bit too, since it has a little bit of residual powder. But girl, yes. It's been so hard for me to find a cream blush that I actually like, that works well on oily skin and can be applied on top of my powders because I have to set my face. I have to. So I literally don't own, I might own one maybe, but I just don't gravitate towards cream blushes because I haven't been able to find one that I can apply on top of powder and it look like this. So period. So now we're gonna go in with the palette, and I'm just gonna use a brush. I'm actually gonna use one of Jaclyn's brushes from her collaboration with Morphe. This is the JH04. It's just a tapered blush brush. And let's see, what color should we go in? I don't want to do anything too crazy because we got a nice, we already have blush on first of all, and we have a nice you know, situation happening on the eyes. So I think I'm gonna mix Tempting, which is this kind of mauve tone shade, and Pretty Posh, which is more of like a muted pink. I think the two of them together would be really pretty. And I'm not gonna, I like barely tapped into it. And we're just gonna lightly dust that over top because like I said, we're not trying to be looking like a clown, but I did want to use both of them. And the pigment that these blushes have, I feel like I'll literally have this palette forever because a little goes such a long way. So yeah, I'm very impressed with the blushes. I think they look really good on the face. And I know Jaclyn has had her moments in the beauty community and in social media in general, but honestly, regardless of how you feel about her or what you think about how she's handled things in the past, her most recent launches since she's come back and rebranded and just kind of redone her brand, these products are good. So, you know, I'm just saying, and I'm all about a comeback story and I'm all about supporting women. So, you know, you'll see a couple of her products sprinkled in on my channel from time to time. The ones that obviously I feel like will work for me. So, okay, we did that, did the blush. Okay, highlight. I don't have a new highlighter to try, so I'm just gonna go in with the highlight I've been loving, which is this one from Fenty. This is the Afternoon Snack Mo Honey highlighter. And before I do that, I'm gonna spray my face with this setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Definitely a must-have if you want your makeup to literally be locked in, even under your mask and all of that. It's not going anywhere. So, and then next, like I said, I'm gonna go in with the Fenty highlighter, and I've kind of just been mixing the two. I prefer this one, the more kind of subtle glow, not really glittery highlight, but I do like to go in with a little bit of both. And we're just gonna pop that on the cheekbones. Not too much because again, I feel like the super intense highlight is kind of on its way out, which if it's still your jam, more power to you. But I think for me, I've really been enjoying like a more natural glow to the skin. And then of course I'm gonna highlight my nose, always. And then I think I'm also gonna take a little bit of this and use it to highlight my inner corners since I don't really have anything in there right now. So I'm just gonna mix both shades again and just apply it right in this area where it just is like bare. You can see on this side, it looks like there should be something right there, but there's nothing there. So we're just gonna apply a little bit of highlighter right in that inner corner. Okay, she's coming together. So last but not least, we're gonna do a lip. And I'm a little on the fence about what lip I want to do because I feel like I kind of want to do something a little bit more neutral, like not too much, because again, I feel like we have a lot going on the eyes. But I also picked up a couple of these products from Jaclyn Cosmetics. So this lip cushion actually came out with the Rouge, what is it called? Bougie Rouge collection. But I don't know if I want to use this shade because I feel like it's just a little bit much. This is what it looks like right here. This is in the shade Sincerely Yours. Really beautiful mauve shade, but I just don't think that's the vibe I'm going for right now. So I think I might go in with one of these. These are from her Pout Spoken collection, and I'm kind of leaning towards this one, which is kind of giving me like beige tone vibes. Yeah, I think that's what I want. So this is the shade right here. It looks a little more kind of pink on camera, pinkish, but I feel like it's leaning a little more brownish nude than pink, which is kind of, I think, what I want to go for. So first I'm going to line my lips. I'm going to use this lip liner. I picked up one of her lip liners. This one is in the shade Toasty, which is basically a brown lip liner. So I'm going to line my lips and then apply a little bit of the Pout Spoken liquid lip on top. Yes, ma'am, it is giving. It is giving. I'm here for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my little scarf off, get a little bit more cute, and I'll be back to show you guys the finished look. All right, y'all, so I am back. This is the final look, and honestly, she is giving, okay? She is giving what needs to be gave. Period. I absolutely love how this came out. I love the eyeshadow. I love how it's neutral, but it's still giving a little bit of glam. I could very easily see this being like my go-to if I'm going out on a date night or going to hang out with the girls, get drinks. This is giving. I loved all of the products that I tried. Oh, and I forgot to mention to you guys, in my waterline, I used, where is it? I used this new eyeliner from Patrick Ta. It launched with the eyeshadow palette that I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of the video. This is the Precision Gel Liner, and I have mine in the shade Cream. So I just use that in the waterline just to open up the eye, give it that, you know, brightness effect, which it can be a little bit hard to find a nice nude, you know, eyeliner for the waterline for women of color, but this one I think looks really good in my waterline. And on the lower lash line, I literally just mimicked what we did up here. I did the dark brown closest to the lash line and then just blended it out with that brick and then the shade that we used in the crease. So yes, I love it. I love how it came out. I hope that you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you are interested in any of the products that I used on my base, which I know I did not show in this video, again, like I mentioned, I will have a summer foundation routine coming for you guys if it's not already up. So stay tuned for that and you'll be able to get all of the details on the base. But as far as all of the products that I use in this video, there's not really anything that I didn't like. I thoroughly enjoyed everything. The only thing that I didn't love was the Oma Beauty Cleopatra ink liquid liner, but I wonder if that's just because it needs to, like, I don't know, I just felt like it was a little bit dry. So I'm going to store it upside down in my little brush cup for a little bit, and then next time I do my makeup, I'll try it out again and see if that makes a difference. I did have it laying down. I was storing it laying down, so I wonder if maybe that's why it was a little bit dry. But outside of that, I don't have any complaints about any of the other products that I used in today's video. I do have a couple of other things that I was not able to get to because I obviously was using other things. So I will feature those in future tutorials for you guys. If there's any videos that you guys would like to see, please let me know down below in the comments. I'm always open to your suggestions and want to create the content that you guys want to see. So definitely let me know down below if you guys have any suggestions. If you made it to the end of the video and you enjoyed the tutorial, please take a minute to give the video a thumbs up. It'll help to boost it in the algorithm and also help it to get to more people that might be interested in seeing a little bit about some new products and also how to create a look like this. So thank you guys so much again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video.
Babe, we can count all the stars in the sky as they pass by your face. Take a trip up to Mars, hold you tight in my arms.